Hello everyone, welcome back once again to CareerQ, a place to curate your career. In today's video, we will be discussing about why people actually fail to code. Ouch, that hurt, didn't it? I know, because failures often hurt. Failures remind us sometimes of the bad experiences that we might have had, or failures can create a sense of insecurity within us as well. So I know it's a sensitive topic. However, we as people, especially who are the tech people, we should be knowing where we are lagging or what is something that we missed out on previously when we attempted, and what is something that needs to be worked upon for the next time. So in today's video, I will be discussing all about the different reasons that can eventually cause failure if you are not following all these particular steps. So why people, everyone who is in the software sector needs to code once in a while. However much you say that I am in a non-coding job, once or twice you will have to face code, and you would need to know something about this coding thing. Maybe not do it day in day out, but you need to know. And there are multiple people out there who want a job in the non-coding domain. Why? Because either they do not belong to this domain, or they have changed their streams, this, that, anything, everything, and people want to get a non-coding job. Now, it's not like these people have not tried to code. It's because they have tried but not tried enough, or not tried in the right way. So in today's video, I will be discussing with you the different ways or the different reasons why you probably might have failed in your previous attempt to learn coding. And maybe if you're attempting once again, you can make these corrections, and the rate of succeeding in this attempt will definitely increase many folds for you. So that's the topic of discussion today. Without a further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I have seen, and this is not only with the college freshers who are still studying and who are preparing for their campus placements, but this is also there in the people who want to make a switch. They generally want themselves to directly get placed in the Mang. Now everyone knows what Mang is. I'm not going to explain that, but we don't consider, although these people don't consider anything in between them and the Mang, or any organization, any individual, nothing. They are just there and they are aiming for Mang. Now people need to realize that Mang are the topmost giants out there, and they require a really extreme high level coding, and just beginning from them might not be the most correct approach for you if you are starting for the very first time. Okay, if you have always been a pro, then of course you can aim for a Mang. But if you're just starting, then it's better to aim for certain other smaller organizations, maybe startups, maybe there are multiple other organizations who are actually out there searching for development people, and you can aim for them first, and then eventually build up your stairs and finally aim to get placed in Mang. However, what I've seen is that people, students, professionals, they automatically want to join this Mang, and for that they automatically don't solve the basics. They automatically jump to some extreme questions, and they try to understand extreme concepts, extreme process. They try to mug it up and those kind of things, and a lot, and eventually people do also end up spending a lot of money, which is something that I'm really sorry about. But yeah, this desire to work within a Mang makes them do these kind of stuff. What I can say is that you can break your dream or your destination one at a time, and you can first try to make your basics clear. Second, you can participate or be a part of some other organizations, of course in the development role or in whichever role you want to, but not directly aim for the highest or the god level organizations. You can aim for some middle organizations, and then you can try to go on with the Mang options. Another thing that I have seen, and I have seen this, and I have said this also in some of my previous videos, I'm reiterating, re-stressing on this fact, is that there are several people who are working, who are just buying courses and courses, and they are trying to learn, mug up some concepts, and they are just listening and not doing the coding themselves. Now this is something that will actually cost you a fortune. You can buy infinite courses and might end up not learning even a single thing, because learning doesn't happen that way, right? It is not just listening and listening. You have to practice, you have to sit down, you have to write the code. If you do not sit down and if you do not write the code for yourself, see for yourself the mistakes that you have made, the modifications that you can actually do in your code. After learning a concept, you have written a code once and you learned a new concept, you went back to the code that you had written, and now you can see that you can make this code shorter. Okay, so those kind of things, if you don't do and you're just listening, okay, yeah, this can be done, in that way the dots will never get connected. And the only way to connect all those dots, connect all those knowledge that you are getting, to learn everything, you have to sit down and write the code for yourself, for real. You find a question, you search for the answer on Google, and you just try to mug it up, you try to understand it, but you never write the code for yourself. So that is one mistake that you do. The third mistake, which is actually in line with the second mistake, is that even if you write the code, generally what people do is that they write on some online platform. Okay, now whenever you are coding in the real world, in any organization, and this especially goes for the freshers, let me tell you that, guys, whenever you will be coding in the real world, you will not be coding over some online platform. You will be coding on your local systems or on some VM. In any which place, it will be an IDE and nothing else, and you will have to write the code from scratch. Okay, like not always, if you are in the maintenance part, not always, but you will have to write a code from scratch in an IDE and not rather in some online platform. So the way in which they give you the errors, that might not be the way in which the organizations function. The IDEs don't use that way. Okay, so what my third suggestion will be is that first, you can of course start your practice by writing the code on some online platform where you just have to write the logic. Okay, you can start with that. Another reason, and this is something that I've discussed previously in one of the points, but still this is so important that it needs to have its own point of itself, and that is that when you are writing the code, first you don't write a code, and now that you are writing a code, now that you have written something and you're not getting the output that you were expecting, generally what people do, and even I have done it during my initial years, is we just go and we type the error that we are getting, and not even type, we copy the error that we are getting and we paste it there, and we get a solution from Stack Overflow, or there are others as well. I know Stack Overflow, everyone knows that's the one go-to place for coders. So we go there and we get the solution, we get the error that we are facing, most of the times we do, and we get to know that, okay, this needs to be changed, and we go and we change. Okay, this does not actually enhance our knowledge. Okay, we need to dig deeper into our, instead of taking help directly from Google, what we can do is that we can dig a bit deeper. Yes, we can try to understand what the what the error is all about. We can write certain phrases over Google and we can try to understand, and we can figure it out or try to figure it out by ourselves. After spending some time with the error, if we are not able to find the error, I'm not saying that we can stick to it for months and months. No, wrong approach. But directly going to Google for all minor and major help might not be the best solution if you're trying to learn something. And last but not the least is something that I have seen happening, not just these days, it has happened since, the time I have known how people code and how people learn how to code. Okay, so it has been there ever since, which is people try to learn almost every language that is out there. Yes, when people come to recruit us in our colleges, I have seen people, my batchmates, show their resumes having almost every programming language. Like they know C, they know C++, they know Java, they know Python. Any language that you can think of, they have written it there. Okay, now what happens? I'm not saying they're lying. No, none of them were lying. What they did was they went to every programming language and they learned the basic of every programming language and did not learn any one of those languages in depth. Now that is one very common mistake we do. We are so busy expanding the horizon that we just make a big circumference, and if we want to dig deep, it's just the circumference, there is nothing inside. Yes, it does happen. It's better that maybe instead of 6 languages, just 2. But those 2, them so well that you can solve every other question that the interviewer can think of. Because whenever these coding rounds are, if we even talk about these tech giants, okay, when they take their coding rounds, the language is never the barrier. Okay, you just have to write a code in the language that you prefer. So you need to know one language to its extreme, right? and then you need to code. So that is why pick one language that you are most comfortable with and go in depth of that language. Learn everything that is there, that can be there, that is coming day in day out in that language, whatever is being included. And side by side, if you are knowing some other languages, very good, very good. But all I want to say is please focus on one language at least. Okay, so these are basically the 5 mistakes that people generally do when they are trying or learning coding, losing their confidence and saying that they do not know coding is not their cup of tea and whatnot. I'm not saying that you need to learn coding even if you're not interested in. Of course, if you're not interested, please go and search something that suits your interest. But if you are interested, if you want to learn coding and somehow any amount of effort that you're putting is not working for you, then you might be making one of these 5 mistakes which is causing this harm to you. So yeah, that is all that I have to share with you today. I really enjoyed making this video. I hope that you did as well. If there is any other point that you feel should have been covered and I have missed out, then please put them down in the comment section, so that everyone gets benefited on a whole. Even I get to learn a lot more from my audience, so it's a win-win situation for all. And yeah, I'll come again tomorrow with another new video. Till then, stay tuned to CareerQ. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.